Hey guys, so today I am going to be showing you a mixed media project that was inspired by the book Mary Magdalene Revealed. Here's the cover. There's a section of the book where she talks about betrayal and hurt, how we have been, as women especially, we've had these different situations in our lives that have caused us pain. And I like to use art to process these types of things. So I developed, like I said, a project, and we're going to work through some of those emotions. And by the end of the project, we're going to transfer those feelings that we put down on paper into something beautiful. So if that sounds appealing to you, please stay tuned, and we'll get ready to start the process in the next section of the video. Okay. Okay, lovelies, you may want to have some nice music, some candles, make your environment pleasing to you for this process. You're going to be thinking of the past. You may want to maybe sit down and journal a little beforehand to come up with what you want to focus on. But we're essentially just going to have a piece of paper. Any piece of paper will do. We are going to maybe add a little bit of water, so maybe a mixed media piece of paper might be best. And we're going to just write out some of those things that come to mind, some of those hurts, some of the betrayal that you've experienced in the past. How has society, how has family, how has just people in your life betrayed you because just of the sheer fact that you are female? There are many, many ways, and this is a process for us to bring up those hurts, that pain, and we're going to transmute it into something beautiful through the process of art. So we're going to, breathe and take slow, deep breaths. Try to be present with yourself. If you feel any kind of like overwhelm, maybe stop and just take some time. Maybe it's too much for you at that moment, but just follow your inner knowing and be a friend to yourself, and just give yourself space if you need to. That is perfectly fine. So let's get started. I'm going to be using something called ischemic writing. It's basically you're writing a word, but the word is not legible. Still processing the word. It's just that it's not readable. So that is what I'm going to be doing. If you feel more connected to actually writing the words out, and the words are more legible to you, then that's totally fine. You do whatever you feel called to do. This process is for you and for no one else. If you want to follow me, I'll demonstrate. I'm going to be doing that on this whole entire page. Good job on going through the process of getting some of those emotions out on paper. Now we're going to do a process where we cover up the words, we put some paint and color over these words, which will cognitively help to transform those feelings. Like I said, we're going to go through this process of turning this paper into something that we enjoy looking at, something that's pleasing to us. So, good job on doing that. Was the hard part. Now we get to move on to making it pretty. So, I'm just putting down a basic gesso, and as you can see, the marker that I'm using is a water-based marker, so it's going to um, smudge and mix in with the white to kind of create a gray. Totally fine with that. If you don't want that to happen, just use a non-water soluble marker, something like a Sharpie, a micro pen. There's tons of pens out there that are not water soluble. I just like this one because it's a brush mark pen, and just put that gesso over it. And the next couple sections, I'm going to show you how I do two different backgrounds, essentially, so you can kind of choose which direction you want to go. I'm using a watered down paint. You can use anything you want. You could use just regular paint. You could use an ink, an acrylic ink. I made this a while back. It's golden phthalo green, and I just added water. I had it in this bottle. Remember, this is creative and this is art. It's artistic, but the sole purpose of this is soul exploration and higher growth for you. And it's a process of letting go. So that's the number one goal of this. And so don't sweat the details too much about the art process, okay? Like, I personally wanted the writing to kind of show through a little bit. That's kind of why I used a watered down paint. And I'm just swirling it on. This is just a haiku brush, but I mean, you could use any kind of brush, really. It doesn't matter. I have a lot of supplies at my disposal, but you use what you have. We're more focused on the process and not the product. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to let that dry. I'm really happy with with some of the writing showing through. Hey friends, let us talk about images, and also congratulations for doing the work of exploring those thoughts and feelings from the past. It's not always easy work to do, but it's really important. So good job on doing that and taking care of yourself and tending to those feelings from the past. And next, we're going to focus on like the more fun part, which is turning those difficult feelings metaphorically into something beautiful. So, we have the background that we've mixed into this. We've added the paint. It's like a cauldron. It's like we're kind of mixing everything onto paper, and we're going to add something beautiful, and we're going to make magic, or basically going to alchemize those feelings and those things from the past into something more beautiful, more pleasing, which in a way, in my mind, I feel helps to actually transmute those feelings and to take your power back from them. Let's talk about images. You want to, okay, first of all, this magazine is awesome. It's called Enchanted Living, And it's out in print now, but this is an older magazine. It's Autumn 2021. Images, what you want to think about is you want to think about how do you want to feel. You maybe want to feel empowered. You want to feel happy or joyful. You want to feel serene, confident. What is the positive polarity of those feelings that you felt before? Just try to find an image that sparks those feelings for you. Look through magazines. You could even Google something, put in a couple of search, terms and see what comes up. But looking through magazines is really fun. I know we don't use magazines a lot anymore, but I have started a practice, obviously, from doing soul collage and mixed media art. I do happen to have a pretty big collection of magazines that I use for images. So, like I said, this is one of my favorites, and that's where I found my image that I'm going to show you that I used for my piece, and I'll show you that in a minute. But these are just some of the cool images that's just in this issue alone. That is beautiful. And then there's one on the back, very serene, very calm, and I would say heart-centered, very powerful image. Let's see, it's up to you. This is your journey. Whatever image you feel is right for you is the right image for you. So this one's cool. And yeah, let's see. These are great. So just go on a journey looking for images and make it fun. There's no pressure. Just take some time to search for what calls to your soul, what you feel would, like I said, represent the opposite of those deep, maybe hurtful feelings that you put down on paper. So this is my image that I created with my background that I showed you guys. Found this image in this same magazine here. I like her. She feels like she's daydreaming. She's thinking big. She's hopeful. She's serene. She's a bit magical. And I like the feeling, the ethereal feeling. And I felt like she kind of matched the background that I had been creating. So I felt like she was kind of made for this purpose. I added this moon because, I have this celestial kind of theme kind of going on. And it's just a round, cut a circle and just built up some paint and actually used some gilding wax on the edges and in the moon here, which I think looks really nice with her flowy dress that she has on. That's kind of a copper color. This is a good feeling to me. And in the next step, we're going to add some words, some language, some feelings that are also almost like some positive affirmations that counteract the words that we used before that are maybe more the intense. We're going to transmute those into the positive. So you may want to think ahead, what are the opposite words? Like if you were hurt in some way, maybe a positive affirmation would be, I feel safe. Think about what were some of those key words that you wrote down and what would be the positive word, opposite word from those. So just kind of keep that in mind, because that's kind of what we're going to write on here and do in our next step. The next phase of adding some beautiful phrases, we're going to add some of those words onto our page. I've written down some positive affirmations and I'll just read a couple of them, but some of the ones I wrote down are: I am safe and protected. I take my power back. I am loved and cherished. I am a divine goddess of the universe. My body is sacred and beautiful. I am confident. I am powerful. I speak my mind with confidence. I choose my own path. I am sovereign. I really love that one. That one, I think, is maybe the theme of my wounds. Like, this one speaks to me on a deep level because I feel like my journey has been that society, family, male figures, not including my husband, he's not this way at all, but from my past has maybe tried to direct my path and have, ideas about what they think I should do. And so, I have, through my actions, rejected that, and I haven't played that out. This does still speak to me. My womb is sacred, and I respect my body and demand respect from others. I create life. I am a goddess. So any of those that, you feel drawn, or obviously make up your own. So I am just going to choose a pen. Obviously I have a dark background, so I want something that will show up. This is a Uniball Signo. This is a really good pen. It flows well, and the white is really going to be, it's also a small nib somewhat. I wish it was a little smaller, but I want my words to be kind of flowy, and I'm not going to make them completely illegible, but they are mainly for me. So you could use, this is a Jelly Roll metallic. These would show up pretty well in this. Let's add a little, oh, that's cute. I might do that throughout with this anyway. I didn't put any, I'll do that after I add the words. That's a nice addition. But this, yeah, is good. Also really love the Deco Color Premium Prime Primo Gold. It's an excellent gold, like really great. It's oil-based, I believe, so it gives off a really strong smell, but it's almost like metallic foils, So that Posca's great as well, like a thin, maybe thin. This one's a little too thick. You could use a color, obviously. So I'm going to go with this, and I'm just going to start. I'm going to kind of go around her dress. I'm not going to be too worried about my writing, and just going to flow with it. Let's see, I need something to kind of offload on. This does have some different finishes on it, so the pen may not react well with that. We'll see. No, it's not. So I'm gonna kind of wipe this off real quick. I think it's got like a waxy finish on it. This one will pretty much go over anything because it's, like I said, it's an oil-based opaque metallic paint marker. Probably the gilding wax. Yeah, I put some here and there, and that is kind of a, but if yours is more flat and simple, you won't have this issue. You could also just use you could use a Sharpie, whatever. Sharpies are good because they pretty much go over everything as well. So my writing is going to be a little bigger than I want, but that's okay. It'll still be pretty. So that's good. You can, you know, you can add more up in here if you want to. You could even write on the back if you wanted to add some more, because you will know those are there, right? This is for you. I want to put I am loved somewhere. Let's see. There we go. She's basically finished. We will finish up the video in the next section. Okay, my beautiful friends, I hope that you, well, first of all, thank you for going on this journey with me, and I hope that you feel some space, some freedom from the past. And now you have this beautiful representation of that process, and you can, you know, enjoy this. Like, put it up somewhere so you can see it, and say these affirmations to yourself, and you know, continue to heal that beautiful part of you. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time.